Liberty has been a longing for humans ever since we first lost it. Liberty drove and still drives many people to our shores. The state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, and political views was the goal of the Declaration of Independence. The threat of losing liberty is what drove the framers of the Constitution to replace the original Articles of Confederation. And the desire to be free within our society from oppressive restriction and imposed authority of the current us-them power politics and from the oppressive us-them all-out political war that has become our national conversation is why the 5% have gathered together to stand for cooperation, dialogue, respect, and problem solving. It is our determination to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity in this day that drives us to say, count me in. To secure, fix or firmly attach so that they cannot be moved or lost. The blessings, those things conducive to happiness or the general welfare. Of liberty. Liberty. The state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views, and as much as practical, the power or scope to act as one pleases. To secure the blessings of liberty is the basic goal of 5%ers, regardless of where we stand on the rainbow of wildly different agendas of what it looks like or what it would take to be enacted. We, the people of the United States of America, at the core of our different agendas, stand for securing the blessings of liberty to ourselves, our neighbors, and our posterity. From the preamble, it says, secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. This phrase confirms the framers' vision that every purpose of the Constitution, the very purpose of the Constitution, is to protect the nation's blood-earned rights for liberty, justice, and freedom from a tyrannical government. Securing the blessings of liberty means the preservation of the rights and freedom of every citizen. Securing the blessings of liberty means that the essence of this phrase is in the preamble to the Constitution is to ensure that the rights of the people under liberty are duly preserved for themselves and the sake of posterity. So how do we secure the blessings of liberty today? The preamble proclaims that a principal reason for establishing federal government is to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Liberty is secured by limiting the power of government to prevent it from abusing the people's rights. We, the 5%, may disagree about what actions of government are arbitrary and unreasonable, but we do agree that a political practice of cooperation, dialogue, respect, and problem solving is our best hope for dealing with those differences, and the only foundation and hope for mending the divides that are tearing our union apart. The Constitution does not expressly define the rights that make up the blessings of liberty. Or I should say, the original Constitution did not expressly define the rights that made up the blessings of liberty. There were different views that existed on what constitutes the blessing of liberty. However, some of these rights are generally described in the Constitution with the term the blessings of liberty in the Bill of Rights. These rights are freedom of speech, right to vote, freedom of religion, freedom to seek redress of grievances by the government. Again, the words, the blessings of liberty, are applied directly in the Bill of Rights to freedom of speech, the right to vote, freedom of religion, and the right to seek redress for grievances by the government. But likewise, the founding fathers and the framers of the Constitution did believe that people must willingly exchange some of their liberties in order to benefit from basic services and protections provided by the government. So though they believe that people must willingly exchange some of their liberties in order to benefit from the services and protections provided by the government, they also believed that this relationship must ensure people have ultimate control and authority over that government, because governments must be instituted, not imposed, or liberty cannot thrive. Governments must be instituted, not imposed, or liberty cannot thrive. This is a lesson our political system is on the cusp of losing today. We, the 5%, are standing up to say, no way. There exists legal and institutional framework for the protection of these rights. However, the ultimate responsibility for the protection of these rights lies in the hands of the citizen, who has to be proactive in ensuring that their rights are protected and promoted. A person who has liberty is free to make choices about what to do and what to say. But the ultimate responsibility for that liberty is in the hands of the citizen, him or herself. However, there is a continuous question about liberty and order that must be confronted. Not only did it have to be confronted during the time of the Constitutional Convention, it has to be confronted time and again and be resolved. That question is, at what point and under what conditions should expressions of individual liberty be limited by law in order to maintain public order, stability, and to prevent the demise of constitutional democracy? It is this question that has caused both major parties in America, the Democrats and the Republicans, to fear that the other party represents a threat to freedom and, if ascendant, will lead to tyranny. Did you get that? This question about at what point and under what conditions expressions of individual liberty should be limited by law in order to maintain public order and stability and prevent the demise of constitutional democracy. This question and their answers to this question is what have caused both major parties in America and many other people, but especially the Democrats and the Republicans, to fear that the other party represents a threat to freedom. And if they ascend to power, that their solution will lead to tyranny. The men who wrote the words of the preamble and many more great ideas would be shocked and saddened to see the mess we've made of the blessings of liberty and the free choice they fought and died for. Now, the 5% is not directly trying to resolve that question, but but we firmly believe that by cooperation, dialogue, respect, and problem solving, we, the people and our representatives, must resolve the question for the reality that is our day, before our differences destroy our union and thus our country. Secure the liberties to ourselves and for our posterity. To secure, fix or attach firmly so that they cannot be moved or lost. The blessings, those things conducive to happiness or the general welfare of liberty. Liberty, the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, on one's behavior, on one's political views, and also, as much as practical, the power or scope to act as one pleases. This is what we wish to preserve to ourselves in this day and to all those who come after us. Let's hope that no American will stand for throwing these blessings away, no matter how flawed our past and even our present may be. If you stand for our liberties to be preserved and perfected, then stand with us, the 5% today, for liberty, for justice, and for domestic tranquility. Say, count me in the comments below. Stand with us. Say, count me in the comments below.